Congrats to you guys for coming to the part of the ATP. Nice to hear.
We have just woken up to tennis.
Yeah, that's good.
And we want to change it.
So it's not only me from Bangalore, huh? You guys are coming from Bangalore, which is good.
World is so small.
Yeah, it is.
World is very small.
Yeah.
So we want to show you something.
Please,
Yeah.
love to see.
So you guys want to come this side and
Alright.
so that we can. So this is what we have done for ATP. So we got engaged with ATP around a year ago, but 60 days ago we forged the partnership, and in the last 20 days we've been working with them to sort of look at all the data that you guys have been sort of performing your match. So we've got 5 years of your data.
Hopefully the good data.
I don't know, Rohan. They are machine data. They are camera data.
No, I know, but I hope you're showing us the good data.
You have to service it. So we have 5 years of the hockey data that is coming from machines. We have 1 year of all matches that has been played in this year. Yeah? From that data, we have started to bring something called insights and trends. So these are insights, and these are powered by a platform called Infosys Information Platform. It can basically take in anything that you can throw in, catch it, and then start telling you stories that are really, really important for a tennis player or for a guy who's digging oil in Arctic Ocean. Okay. Yeah. So it's the same platform, but it can work on tennis or for digging for oil, right? So this is and we are now live. We are publishing these insights for every match. I can talk about one such insight that I told Nadal yesterday, and I told him what he did with Wawrinka and what he needs to do with Murray.
Wow.
Yesterday. So
Infosys coach.
well, I actually put a small statement, right? I said, look, I'm new to tennis. It's been only the last 20 days that I've been learning about tennis, but the data that is powering this is your data, right? And it can't lie. So I'm just a mouthpiece. And I even told him, maybe you don't need me next year, because you guys should be able to walk in over here and, okay, Andy Murray, Wawrinka, tell me everything here. And that's how I want it to be next year, right? This year we had 20 days, all we can muster up is this, right? Let me just quickly show you what we can do. So trends, right? So please don't think why I'm not showing your data.
No,
it's
fine,
just that
no
just
problem.
quickly I want to show you something.
Yeah.
So let's say at love 40, right? At love 40, if you look at Federer, he's able to hold 36.8% of the time from a love 40 situation. He's serving, but he's trailing by love and 40. But 36% of the time he's able to come back and win the game. Whereas if you look at Djokovic, he's nearly 10 below, and look at Nadal, he's 13.2 because of his last two matches, right? Just before ATP World Tour started, this statistic was at 10. So he was trailing behind Federer by 25 percentile points on his own serve, right? So that's a phenomenal insight, But then serves is like hygiene, right? If you don't win your serve game, then you're not going to be in the professional game. I'll show you something more. Who's able to
Close out.
Who's able to break?
Break more.
Yeah. So at a 40 love situation, right? The guy who's serving is 40, and you're standing opposite to him, and you're love. Look at our man here. He's able to come back 30% of the time and break the opponent's serve when he's trailing 40 love. Yeah. And then the rest of the guys are really at a very different level. Nadal, Federer is here. So it's a completely different story. And we have this analysis for a number of things. So this is their spin. So if I always like to show Nadal because Nadal's spin stands out. His top spin is like nobody else's. He's like way above. This is the rest of the players. So this is something that I told him yesterday. So he's averaging anywhere between 2,500 to 2,400. That's Nadal's top spin, right? But in this match with Wawrinka yesterday, he took that to 3,300 RPMs. That is 800 RPMs more than what he had been playing for the last 5 years. And what did Wawrinka do? He responded with speed. He was like smashing all his spins with some extreme speeds and made 37 and 4 zeros, right? And then we told him what Murray would possibly do. Murray's top spin has been at 1700 RPM, half of Nadal. And Murray's speed is also at a very, very low speed. But spin is low, speed is low. So what is Murray then doing? Murray is focusing on precision, and his balls are going, if this is the net, it's going flatter and flatter and flatter over the last 5 years. So Murray is not going to respond with speed to Nadal today. We think Murray is going to respond with precision and placements, right? And that's what we told Nadal yesterday. And there are many more like this, So spin.
Now you can predict matches, almost.
No. So not me. It's a machine which is doing this.
I know.
We can just tell these guys, something, and hopefully they coach us a day or two in advance, and they take something out of this, right? That's the idea, right? So this is forehand, this is backhand, this is spin versus speed. This man is interesting, Varenka. He's the only guy who's able to have a spin and the speed at this level, right? Whereas some of these guys, they have spin but they don't have speed, things like that. This is again separating the spin, forehand and backhand. Sorry, forehand, topspin and backspin. And how do we get these spins? We are able to measure from the time the ball meets the racket till it touches the ground, the number of revolutions that it goes through. It's roughly 1.2 seconds or so. In 1.25 seconds, how many times the ball has rolled, right? And then extrapolate to a minute, because RPM is a standard thing that we all understand, so we just extrapolate the second to a minute, right? So that's the spin speed. And then we got, this is another interesting one. Who's able to respond to pressure, like number of double faults? Especially I think this is more important, just minimizing the double faults. How many times somebody is making double faults when he's at the breakpoint situation, right? Instead of the normal double points, everybody makes double faults, but how about in a breakpoint situation, he's the only guy who's making one double fault in every 22 matches, right? And that's so these are just fun information maybe for those guys. And finally the breakpoint success rates and so on. So this is all coming from a a machine learning kind of an algorithm that is churning your data. But then we need humans to really add value. So let me take the match between Djokovic and Federer.
Second one actually.
Yeah. I'll take the other one just quickly. So these are the ones that people are. So these are the insights which. So the match starts here. Okay, the match between Roger and Djokovic started yesterday around 8 o'clock. So 7:45 we start publishing, and this is a set of let me call them human beings who are sitting in front of a more detailed stuff, which I will just show you very quickly. And that more detailed stuff is being read by four guys who are like tennis experts, and they are now blogging this stuff to everybody to make the engagement, fan engagement, the media engagement much more better. So they're not doing prediction, but they are doing real time, what's happening in the game, what happened before, can we match it with a good looking graphic, something like this, and then sort of serve it to all the people. So these are insights that are coming from so there is a mind and a machine. So it's a sort of a mind and machine collaborating with each other to produce this kind of thing.
So it's not only the commentary, but somebody could see also what the revolution of the balls are in the spins and everything.
Oh yeah, we're working on RPMs. We're working on height. We're working on the placement of the ball, at the height at which the ball was intercepted by the tennis player. Yeah, we're working on temperature of the court, temperature at the point, closed or open, clay or grass. We have to yet figure out how to figure out your emotions before, after, during. But then
what are we left with then? After all this, if you come up with everything,
I think
if you even take our emotions and analyze it, then
we're already on the fans' emotions. We think your emotions is really difficult, but your fans' emotions maybe we can somehow figure out, right? How many people are tweeting about Bopanna, right? And let's say 1 million guys are saying something about his form. Then can we say something from there, right? 1 million tweets, you cannot read them, but when you combine all of them and you make something really simple, and can you that's something that we're working on. Maybe in Sydney or we will come out with those kind of things.
Lovely, nice.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. It's good to see that not only tennis is involved, but also for even the fans and everybody, and also as players. I mean, to get feedback, which is very nice. Great.
So one other small point I'll make, we think the kind of stuff that we need to give to fans, are like these, like fancy stuff. But the stuff that we need to give it to the players and coaches has to be, rich and more deep, because this is your life, at least till you retire. So we are creating something, along with ADP, called the Player Zone, where you guys currently do all your registration and stuff like that. But we want to really take it to a level where you not only use it for registering and prize money and those kind of things, but you also use it for a real coach and player interaction, right? Can you just whip up your iPad or your iPhone and basically say, coach, let's have a conversation about what I did, So that's one thing that we're working on. Another thing is, we're thinking of, giving something like an iPhone type sensor. So today, if you look at it, only the top matches are being, Hawkeye, right?
A few courts though also.
On a big venue. So Wimbledon only the center court and a few other courts. Right?
Except Indian Wells. Indian Wells has all courts.
That's because that's owned by a very, very rich guy. Right? Exactly. And he can do a lot of things, right? So we want to actually go to the poor man tennis, right? So we want to be able to give a €1,000 device to probably every professional tennis player. He takes his device, puts it in his practice court, calibrates it, with a couple of clicks, and plays his match, right? Wherever, even in your home, right? Comes back, logs into this portal, Player Zone, looks at what did you do in the practice session? How was your practice? Right? Even if your coach was not there. So we want to be able to give you a third eye that watches your tennis wherever you are and be able to report back what you did.
It's like the bubble at play.
Yeah, I'm using the play racket, but
I will defer that, right?
No, as in
it's
like
not
that.
the same. But
It
I'm
is.
saying it's not a.
It's not very different from that, but
Yeah.
Babylon cannot see the game, from here. Babylon will always see it from you,
reacts.
right?
No, of course,
So,
yeah.
so you can have Babylon, the other guy can have Babylon, but still it is two individual things. It is not observing a game, right? So, for example, the height at which the ball travels. You can't do that. It is very useful information because we need your wrist movements and the impact and all those kind of things. We want to do that with Babylon, but more importantly, we want a third eye that is not stuck to your hand or your wrist or anything. We want it to be outside on the tennis court, and we want to see you, and we want that data to be yours. Like, you log in and you get access to all the matches that you played, all the practice that you've done, and wherever. Even if you're hitting against a wall, we want you to see it. That's the ultimate thing that we're looking for.
Fantastic. I think that's brilliant. Definitely.